All right, here's another question that I've been asked about translating a sentence into a multi-step equation. Okay, so we're given a sentence here in English and we need to translate it to an equation. My biggest suggestion on these would be to go left from right. Take it one word at a time, okay, and then write your equation in that same exact order. So we've got the word 5, so I'm going to write down a 5. Then I've got the word times. Now this next part's a little bit tricky, but it says the sum. Now I can't put times and then plus, so when they give you the sum of, they're going to tell you the numbers next. Okay, so the sum of a number and 9. The number is going to be represented with x, so the sum of a number and 9. Now the tricky part of this is they told us to do 5 times that sum, which means that we should be adding these two numbers first and then doing 5 times that. The only way to note that in an equation is to put parentheses. So they said to do 5 times the sum, so that's what we're doing here. Is equal to 3. So that's the trickiest part of that, is that you're going to have some parentheses in some of these. Okay, now let me show you one more so you can get a little bit more of a feel. Alright, here's a second problem. Here I'm going to go again left to right. So 4, now I would put that, but it says less than. When you see the words less than, that's telling you to switch around the order of whatever's happening in English. So it's 4 less than, so my minus sign is actually supposed to come before the 4 because we're 4 less than whatever they tell us here. The product of, oh boy, the product of, they've got to tell us what numbers. So we're going to be multiplying some numbers here. 7 and a number. 7, and then the number, the variable we're using for that is w. So we could put some parentheses around like we did on the last one because that's its own thing, the product of 7 and a number. We don't have to because technically multiplication comes first before subtraction anyway, but you can. And then it says at the end is equal to 6. Now that was a little bit tricky. We had a couple things that were out of order even though we went from left to right. So one of the most important things on a problem like this is that the words less than actually want you to flip around the subtraction. That's just the way English works in comparison with math. If we were speaking a different language, that may not be so. It's just the way that English compares with the actual operation. So 4 is less than, so we've got to do minus 4. Okay, now that walks you through a couple problems. Let me know how these go. These can be a little tricky, and that's because they're multi-step. We've got more than one step that we've got to take care of in the problem. So good luck with it, and let me know how it goes.